On the division.
Just for the record, I'd like to clarify something about the playoffs. Do the 3 division winners obviously go? Am I correct?
No, not necessarily. 5 best teams go.
Oh, okay. So you can win your division and not go to the playoffs.
If you're not one of the 5 best teams, why
Okay.
Why?
No, I was just wanting to clarify that. I wasn't too sure about that. But it doesn't look like that will happen because
I don't think it will happen, but I don't understand. And that would be, why would we go back to the old AFC welfare system where we guarantee spots to certain groups?
No,
I'm just asking a question. This is a great debate. Please, if I'm wrong, we can have this on tape.
I just thought, if you're going to do divisions, your division winner should at least make the playoffs. I'm not saying the second place team,
Well, all right, let's say the worst. Let's say you have 5 teams make the playoffs. If you're the 6th best team, you have the 6th best record. And make.
I mean, that's a luck of the draw, though, of where you get in, put in the divisions. As far as how the divisions are picked, it's just a luck of a draw.
Oh, exactly. Well, let's look. Let's say the Central has all 4 teams have 4 of the top 5 best records. Why should a division winner who doesn't have? I mean, why should they get? Because they beat the worst division is probably going to have the worst teams because you beat up on the worst teams and survived a bunch of teams that can't win 4 games in the season. Should they be awarded a chance at the title?
That is just my only.
The reason why there's 3 divisions.
That's my only thing of why would you even have divisions?
Oh yeah, it's like this, folks. Listen, if you're going to have 12 teams, how are you going to write the schedule? Well, that's the 3 divisions is the best way to write the schedule. Why should a division winner get to go if he's at 7-7 and you have another guy who's 8-6 at the bottom of his division? And obviously, he's in the toughest division because he's 8-6. Probably most of his losses are within his division.
That was just my my thing. I'm
just curious why.
I don't know. It seems to me like if you won your division, you would be get a chance to make.
Well, it's
the
like this:
playoffs.
if Conference USA, Tulane wins Conference USA, should they have a chance to go to a BCS game?
If they're undefeated, is that what you're asking? If they're one.
Well, no team's ever gone undefeated in fantasy football. Let's just talk if they won their conference.
If they
let's look at this year. Should the Conference USA champion get to be in a BCS game?
No, because none of them have. They all have at least more than 1 loss. But what I'm saying is, if we have more. College has more conferences, and they only allow 8. They only allow certain conferences to get into the BCS. The Conference USA is not one of the big 8 to get into the.
So let me ask you this:
in the BCS.
Should you be in the BCS game if you don't win your conference?
No, I don't.
So LSU should not have been in a BCS game last year, and a team like Louisville should have been.
Last year.
They beat up on Notre Dame.
Did they win their conference?
Who?
LSU.
They didn't even finish. They were 2nd in the West. They didn't even play in the SEC championship. Arkansas won the West and lost to Florida in the SEC championship game. But yet LSU went to a BCS game. Played the Sugar Bowl versus Notre Dame last year.
Which was a ridiculous
exactly.
fact of Notre Dame even making
That's why the league is set up like it is, because, folks, the year you went to the playoffs, you were 5-9, but yet you had 3 teams with better records in the NFC sitting home in the playoffs.
I'm not debating the second place teams. I'm just saying a team that wins the division.
Look, division titles are for the regular season, but the postseason is who's the best team. So we're going to take the 5 best teams and do a round. The 3 best records get the week off. The seeds 4 and 5 play each other to play the best seed, and then seeds 2 and 3 will play each other.
Okay.
I'm confused.
I mean, this year's not going to make much of a difference because I think the 3 teams that win a division are the 3 of the better teams in the league to begin with. So it's not going to make a difference.
Right. Let's say America's team. Let's do this. Let's say America's team is in the West and Pagan is in the East. So that means your division winner right now is 3-5-1. Or 3-4-1. Second place is 3-5. Third place is 2-6, and last place is 1-7. Should that division theoretically, because the only people they're beating are themselves. You understand what I'm saying? So should that one of those teams automatically get a chance, and then a team like maybe Kenna Faction at 4-3-1 right now, or a team like America's team at 5-3 have to sit home because they're in a the toughest division, while the weakest division automatically gets a spot.
I mean,
we're not playing even for money. This is just pride.
I see your point. I was just you know.
I mean, the NFL is one thing because that's how the NFL wants to do it.
I just.
But the Saints sat out one year, and they were better than the 2 teams that made it. Remember the 3-way tie in 2001? Right. They sat home, and they were the better of the 3 teams that were in the 3-way tie with them, or the 2 teams.
Right.
They had to sit home, but they were the best team out of those 3 teams because of some garbage welfare system that was in place.
The 10-6 year, I remember. I do remember that.
No, and this is the 5 regular seasons. The first season, you have divisions because it's easier to write the schedules, and it creates rivalries within each division. That's great. But come postseason, you want the best teams playing because the best teams deserve the shot at winning it all. You know, one year Reese was 6-6-2, his first championship. He was the 6th best team out of 12. But the way the system was set up, he ended up winning the Super Bowl because he got hot for 3 games, and those happened to be the last 3 games of the NFL regular season. So I accept that loss, but is it fair for something like that to happen again? Well, we can see it better. We don't have to be like that.
Yeah. It's your look,
no.
It's your league. You know, you started this a long time ago.
I'm just curious. I'm just curious why you're opposed to this.
I'm not so much opposed. I just it just seems to me that winning the division doesn't really.
It gives you a banner.
A banner in what?
You were the best in your division that year, and if you're in the garbage division, you can
say you're the best in your division, but
let's say let's say Popo didn't get Tom Brady. Popo got anybody else. Let's say Popo has only won 4 games, and you have a better team. Somebody in Reese's league got. Let's say. Who's one of the guys in Reese's division? Let's say Bayou Bengals. Let's say Eastham got Tom Brady. So Eastham and Reese are the 2 best teams in his division, and then you have our division, and then you have the 3rd division that their best record's 3-5. There's 2 3-5 teams, a 2-6 team, and a 1-7 team. Would you be happy if you sat out because a 5-9 team went and you're sitting at 7-6-1?
I wouldn't be happy. I'm just looking at